Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our call called Take Healthy Back. We are so excited to be sharing with you today, and I am extremely excited to be partnering with two amazing women to share their stories today. So let's get started. This is the norm in America, and really why we're here is to rage against this. It does not have to be the norm that almost 750,000 people died last year of heart disease. It doesn't have to be the norm that almost 600,000 people died last year in the United States of cancer. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 2 men will have cancer in their lifetimes. And our children are the first that are not expected to outlive their parents, which as a mom is extremely troubling to me. More than 29 million people in the United States have diabetes, and that's up 3 million since 2010. And so really why we are here is to talk to you about simple solutions to take healthy back. And my name is Michala Peterson. I'm a pharmacist from Minden, Nebraska, and I live on a farm in the middle of nowhere with my husband and 4 kiddos, ages 8, 6, 5, and 3. And I really became interested in Juice Plus because of this awesome thing called a tower garden, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And really within one conversation of me hearing that there is such a product that has 30 fruits and vegetables that are picked at the vine ripest stage, which is impressive, and then juiced and dehydrated and put in a capsule or a soft chew, and my kids could get it for free. Within one conversation, I became a rep for the company. To me, $50 a year for no minimums, no quotas, no inventories was exceptional. And we really didn't expect results because we were healthy. So we thought, right? And so really within the first month, I had added energy that I had never experienced before. My husband was in a cannon accident 3 years ago and was having way less pain and inflammation in his leg. Our 4-year-old that struggled with focus was crawling up on our laps and asking us to read her books and sitting through them. Our 2-year-old that gagged at anything green was asking for salads and eating seconds within 3 weeks. And most importantly, I think, is our 8-month-old who needed tubes at the time. And we never did get those tubes. And as a family of 6, we haven't had a single sick visit in over 2 years. So that means so much to me as a mom, it's not even funny. And so at that time that we experienced all these results, I realized that I really needed to dive into the research. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. But the research blew me away. And so I messaged a mom of a kiddo with cancer after seeing that it was studied at MD Anderson in cancer patients. And her response back to me was, "How long have you known about this and why didn't you tell me sooner?" So that's really why we're on this call, is because everyone deserves to have this information, and what you do with it is totally up to you. So we are bridge builders. I like to call us that. We have this amazing product called Juice Plus that bridges the gap between what we should eat, which is 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, and what we do eat, which in America the average is 2 servings. And then we have a complete protein powder, which bridges the gap between how many meals we should eat a day, which it should be 6 meals, and how many we actually do, which is 2 meals in the United States. So this is awesome. It's macronutrition. It's totally different than the Juice Plus. It's like the gasoline that you put in your engine, and the Juice Plus is like the oil that you put in the car. And so I don't know about you, but I am always looking for a way to get my kids to eat healthier. And, you know, this is just a perfect opportunity. So because they love it. And then our third and final product is the tower garden. And this is what I told you about. I really loved gardening, but I hated the soil and the weeds, and in our case, the 4.5-foot bull snakes that go along with it. And so this is a perfect way to do that. It's an aeroponic growing system. It was developed at NASA by NASA technologists. And so anyway, it uses 90% less water, 90% less space, and you can grow 30% more produce. So that's kind of just a nutshell of what we offer. And that obviously bridges the gap between the produce that we should be eating and the nutrition content in the produce and the, you know, what we can get in the middle of Nebraska in the middle of winter, which is pretty limited. So I am thrilled to be partnering with Miss Dawn Bowman. And Dawn and I have been friends for a year and a half, I think now. And she is just a wealth of information and has an amazing story. So Dawn, will you tell us a little bit about everything?
Hi, guys. I'm Dawn Bowman, and I am in my childcare right now. I do home childcare, and if you hear kids in the background, that's what I'm doing, and it's nap time, so it's a little bit quieter. But I'm excited to tell you about my journey with Juice Plus, and that is that I had a group of friends over to my house on a Wednesday night, and we were just having some wine, and I wanted to learn about making salad in a jar. We, as busy women, tend to snack or pick on this and that or eat off the kids' plates, maybe as you're cleaning the kitchen. And I really wanted something healthy and that I could have quick, and I thought these salads would be a great idea. So we invited Karisa and Michala to our home, or my home, and we did this salad in a jar party. And I had no idea from that moment, learning how to build a salad upside down in a jar, how that was going to affect my entire life and my family. And when I have always been very health conscious. My mom was quite the health guru growing up, so she always made sure that we had the proper nutrition, and I thought I was doing a great job. But again, like Michala, when she said that I could get this concentrated fruits and veg in a capsule into my family, I thought, yeah, that's easy enough. We'll try it. It's certainly not going to do any harm. And we tried it, and it will actually be a year in February since my family has been on this journey. And within 10 days, I have a 25-year-old son, Garrett, who has Asperger's. And he was very introverted and secluded, and speech was one of his hardest things to do. Is you would ask him a question, and it was right there, but he just could not vocalize it. And within 10 days, he was really talking to us or coming out and asking us to add things to the grocery list and do things like that. And my husband and I kind of looked at each other, but thought, that can't happen. And then friends started saying to us, what did you do with Garrett? Is he taking a new med? What's going on with Garrett? He just seems different. And then we took a trip to Colorado, and family members started commenting, and this was all within 30 days. And I said, guys, the only thing we're doing is fruits and veg, and his diet wasn't great. I mean, as a younger child, you can put what goes on your child's plate, but after he was 18, 19, it was what he wanted to eat, and it was a lot of sugary cereals, a lot of milk, a lot of pizzas, pastas, those kind of things that were just not feeding his body. And the more that I wanted to change his diet, the more he was like a normal teenager that was, if mom wants me to do it, I'm not going to. I did bribe him to take the Juice Plus for a month and told him I'd pay him $25. And whatever it took, it didn't matter, because now he goes to the cupboard every day. He gets them out himself. He takes them. If we're running low on a bottle, he'll tell me, Mom, we need more Juice Plus. He loves the bars. He eats the chocolate bars every day. He loves the shakes. He's just doing great. He just talked to my mom in Colorado this morning on the phone to thank her for Christmas money. And when I got on the phone with her, she goes, Dawn, I just can't believe it. I just cannot believe the change in Garrett. So that right there is a huge reward. And we were not expecting any of that. My husband, JB, has Crohn's disease, was diagnosed at 22 years old, and he scoffed at the idea of fruits and vegetables changing his life. And now he goes with me to every event and tells every golfer that he meets and every friend that you guys need this because of how great he feels. And he's had a colonoscopy with complications every year for at least the last 16 years. And this last October, he is in total remission with his Crohn's. He's off all but one of his medications, and they don't need to see him for 2 years for the next colonoscopy at 55, which is, again, crazy, because they usually want to do colonoscopies every year. And for myself, I just feel so much better. I have that whole tired brain fog thing that in the afternoons was killing me every day. And my eczema that I've suffered with since childhood is gone. And I don't know what else to say except for that it's just priceless in what it has done for our family, health-wise, but also it's sort of, what do I want to say? it's brought us really together on so many levels on how we eat. JB cooks with me in the kitchen now. We're more conscious when we grocery shop together. Hayden knows when he goes out. Hayden's our 12-year-old. I guess I haven't talked about Hayden, but Hayden is an athlete, and he was always, Mom, I need a Gatorade. I need this. I need that. And he doesn't. He doesn't drink that anymore. And you don't have to tell him, Hayden, you can't have that. He just doesn't choose that. And that's precious, because, you know, someday when he is Garrett's age and he goes off to college or leaves, I want him to make those choices for himself. And so that's sort of my story.
Oh my gosh.
Michala, yeah. And I think you missed out. I had asked you before, but one of my new reps is on the phone.
Oh, good.
Betty. And I had asked her, because she's got just some exciting things that are going on with her, if she could just hop in here. So is it okay if I just have Betty intervene right here for a minute?
Sure, go ahead, Betty.
Are you there?
Is she the iPhone?
Hello?
Yep, there she is.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi guys, well my name is Betty Puente, and I too do child care in my home, and it's nap time as well here, so just kind of multitasking. I'm a newbie to Juice Plus. I went to my first salad in a jar party in October at Dawn's house. Dawn and I go a long way back. She did daycare for me for a number of years before I decided to try it out. Anyways, I was at a football game one night, and a mutual friend of ours mentioned that Dawn had invited her to a salad in a jar party. Well, the first thing I heard was salad, because I love salads. And I was like, oh, I've never heard of no such thing in a jar. You know, when I run into Dawn, I'll have to, you know, ask her about it. Well, probably a week later, I ran into Dawn at Kohl's, and I know how life can get busy with daycare and whatnot. And I just like, hey, you know, let's get together and, you know, have me over, you know, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, within a few days, I went to my first salad in a jar party. And I, too, like Dawn, was amazed about, you know, how I can turn this salad upside down. I had never ate a beet in my life, and just the thought of it made me think of elderly people in a nursing home for digestive problems, like, you know, and Dawn was like, well, here, try it, you know, and I was amazed with my taste buds that it actually tastes pretty good. And that particular night, I went home and provided, only thing I had was just a salad that night, and Dawn gave me a couple samples of the chewables. I have always suffered with digestion problems, constipation, because I've had some allergies and whatnot. But I went home, and not to gross you guys out, however, I had a huge release that night. And I was thinking to myself the next morning, gosh, there's got to be, you know, something to it. And I too told Dawn that I really wanted to become a rep. I was excited just for the little bit that I had obtained within 24 hours. I have a 17-year-old that has asthma, and I also have an 11-year-old that has asthma. And just back here at the end of November, my 11-year-old, I started my kids on the chewables as well. Took him in because he was having a flare-up. They said it was asthma, gave him a few meds, really didn't even push the meds, just kept pushing the chewables and whatnot. And my son was only absent one day of school. And now we had only been doing this about 3 weeks. This time last year, I remember he was out in and out 2 weeks of school with this asthma that led to pneumonia and whatnot. But this year, while taking the Juice Plus, it was just a great experience. He only missed one day of school. He was back up and bouncing. And he too has eczema, and I am proud to say, since he's been using the JP, I only had to apply the eczema cream once, and that's what's back here in November. My oldest one has acne that he suffers with. I noticed since taking the Juice Plus, his skin is just radiant. It's starting to glow, and it's just been a great thing, not only for my family, but I'm bringing my daycare families in. The families are looking at me like, like no way. And, you know, just been a great experience, and I'm too excited. And real quick, I won't keep you guys very long, but yesterday I was speaking with Karisa. I didn't feel good. Like with daycare, germs galore, had a really icky chest cough. Like I was almost wanting to call in. That's how bad it was. However, this time last year, I will say, that if I was this sick, I would have been out, I mean, at least sick for a week. This morning, I got up, felt like a brand new woman, and the only thing I did was increase the number of JPs I was taking in, had an extra shake, and just increased water. Didn't have to go out and get any meds, didn't have to, call in for scripts, and I'm just excited. I just, and emotionally and physically it's helped my family, like Dawn said, my 11-year-old, Mom, you haven't given my JP yet. That's what we call it around here. So I, too, just want to thank you guys all for the network and, like you said, the building of bridges, and I'm so excited to see where this is going to take me and my family.
Oh my gosh, Betty, thank you so much for sharing with us.
No problem.
Daycare families, and I know Dawn feels the same way, but it's incredible what knowledge these little beings have just because of this revolution that we're on, right?
Right, absolutely.
We were at the grocery store the other day, and my 3-year-old picked up, I mean, she doesn't even really know numbers yet, but she picked up something and said, Mom, how many grams of sugar does this have? And the guy next to us in the grocery store looked at us like, what in the heck are you doing? But it was so much fun. So thank you so much for sharing with us, Betty. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Thank you, guys.
All right. And now we have Karisa Halpine, who has been my best friend since first grade. And she is at Brittany's house, who Brittany is bouncing the little baby. Will you guys share with us a little bit?
Yeah, we can, Michala. Hey, everybody. I'm Karisa Halpine from Grand Island, like Michala said. And Michala introduced Juice Plus to me and my 2 little guys. It's going to be 2.5 years already here, coming up in February. But I've been an avid runner I've taught fitness. I'm married to my husband, Stan. We have 3 boys. And when Michala introduced it to us a little over 2 years ago, I was in a different place. I was a single mom of Brock and Bowden, and she'd been my rock through thick and thin, and she knew my circumstance with the boys of just constantly visiting the doctor's office. They were sick all the time. And, she said, Chris, I don't know if this will help, but it's worth a try. And I thought, she's a credible pharmacist. She's my best friend. Why not? So I said yes to Michala, and I'm so glad I did for more than one reason. And we've been on this journey ever since and haven't turned back. But 3 to 4 months is my boys had been taking Juice Plus on the Children's Health Study because the kiddos are able to eat for free when sponsored by an adult between the ages of 4 and 18 and full-time college age, and up to 4 years. And so 3 to 4 months went along, and they hadn't been getting weren't having the chronic coughing and the runny noses and the sore throats or ear infections or whatnot. And I thought, oh my gosh, wow, this is too good to be true. These 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries packed in this teeny tiny capsule are soft chew. And 2 weeks into Juice Plus, I had experienced a ton more energy. And just all these little things, the hair, the skin, the nails. My kiddos were actually wanting to make different food choices. They were wanting healthier things because they were typical picky eaters, beige diets, a lot of, and it was all I could do to make sure they had a fruit or vegetable that day, let alone our recommended, daily servings of 7 to 13 servings per day, every day. So, just what a great way to bridge the gap from what we should eat to what we do actually eat every day. Being an avid runner, I was averaging like an 8.5 minute mile for 13.1 miles for a half marathon distance. And, just really thinking that in order to improve my time, because I do have a little bit of competitiveness in my blood, I would need to vamp up my training. And I knew I didn't have the time that I needed to dedicate to that. So, by implementing the one simple change to Juice Plus, it helped aid by giving my body the fuel that it needed to shave off a minute per mile. So averaging a 7:30 minute mile per half distance, or, per mile for the half marathon distance was huge. And that's the research speaking volumes, the fruits and vegetables helping, whisk away all the antioxidant or the oxidative stress out of my body and increasing my cardiovascular health. And I really never knew how powerful fruits and vegetables were. And it really, really does matter how we fuel our bodies. So fast forward, I got married in December to Stan, and his blood pressure and his cholesterol numbers were high for 20 years. He was one of my very first customers, and, by him implementing the one simple change as well, and, adopting other healthier habits along the way, really transformed his health. And his numbers now with blood pressure and cholesterol are in the normal range, which is phenomenal. And he's an asthma allergy sufferer and has been for all of his life pretty much, and was able to run his first half marathon, it's been probably a year and a half ago already, but and felt great. So just how it's transformed our health has just been amazing. So
gosh, I love your story. And what I love even more than your story is getting to work with an amazing group of people like yourself. I mean, we talk every single day, and if I don't talk to you on a holiday or whatever, I feel like I'm going into withdrawals. And so I know it's easy to get lost in motherhood, and Dawn, you're in a very similar world with little beings all around you all the time in daycare, and Betty, you're in the same position. And so Dawn, will you share a little bit about the community and what the community has meant to you?
It's meant everything to me. It's just meant everything to me. It just took me from a place of being the Groundhog Day, where you get up and do your same day over and over again and do what you need to do, and kind of get in that humdrum cycle, to where I have now found this community of women and men that are health-minded, who care, that want to make a difference, that really believe that we can make a change. I went to my first conference in St. Louis in October, and it was the most amazing experience I've ever had. I wasn't sure about my husband going with me, but he wanted to come, and I said, okay, well then let's do this as a little mini vacation together. And when he walked away from there, he said, this is not just I don't know, what do I want to call it? I don't know what he thought, or I guess what we both thought. We thought we were going to walk in there and it was just going to be almost like boring, or everybody going, oh, we love our Juice Plus, yay. But what you found was so many pregnant women, families, women with babies in slings, families. It was such a family-oriented community of everyone who really cares about each other and cares about their health and about really changing. And I think the thing that really has kept me going month to month are people like Betty. It's that you find that friend or that person that goes, oh, my kids are better, their skin is better, their asthma is better, my health is better. And you go, like you said, Michala, with your friend with the kiddo with cancer. If we didn't share that with people, then you wouldn't have that sense of, well, isn't that what God is? He made us all servants, right? That's what we're supposed to do here, is serve each other. And that's what I feel this community does.
Oh my gosh, could not have said that any better. That is exactly true. I second everything that you said. And Karisa, I know that you and I were really reluctant to share Juice Plus in the beginning. And now that we have more of Dawn's frame of mind, we don't have that barrier anymore. But there was one thing that kind of held us back. So can you touch on the elephant in the room just a little bit?
Yeah, I can. And you are so right when you said we were very reluctant to share at the beginning, because one of the very first things that came out of my mouth was, I am not sharing this or doing anything with business-wise with this at all. At the end of the day, I just wanted the best nutrition for my family and I. And so the elephant in the room, what is that? So is this one of those things? That's kind of the mentality I had when I first got started with it. And it's something that really, how I like to look at it is it a pyramid scheme? And pyramids are illegal, for one. And the way I like to look at it is a typical corporate job where there's one CEO of that company he or she is at the top, and there's different levels of management and supervisors and employees, and all the way down to a janitor, and God bless them, and the likelihood of those people below the CEO, for them to get to where that CEO is slim, right? I mean, the odds of them being able to have that position one day is nearly impossible. And that's corporate America. That's a lot of what we're used to. And the beauty behind this business, I feel, is every one of us start at the same place. We pay our $50 as representatives for the company every year. And all of us have the same exact potential to be that CEO. For one, we own our own business, so we technically are our own CEO, right? But I mean, we all have that capability of doing just what a CEO of a business or a company in corporate America can do. And I love that. So
I love that too. And, like Karisa, I didn't want to share it, but quickly, about 4 months into our Juice Plus journey, we had an incident that really tugged at my heart enough that I would have stayed at home with my kiddos, or I knew I needed to stay at home with my kiddos. And so this really gave me hope, because I got on the phone much like this and had learned the potential. Somebody blessed me with the knowledge of what my $50 buys me. And so, like Karisa said, we all come in at this same spot. And then if you have two people that that you want to get healthy, which everyone can think of 2 people, you can probably think of 12 people right off the top of your head. But you bring in 2 people just to be customers on Juice Plus, and you automatically get a $100 thank you bonus from the company for living the mission, and you make over $100 in retail sales profit. And then you see with their results. You need to be quiet. He's doing numbers. You see their results, and then all of a sudden you're thinking of more people and more people and more people, and everything is more fun with a buddy. So if you think of a piece of paper with 12 houses on it, you have already placed your order and you have 2 people. So that's the top row. Then, just like Dawn said, it's more fun with a buddy, and Betty got it right away. So then Betty gets 2 people, just like Dawn did. And then between the 2 of them, they fill up the last 6 houses on the page. And then you're at this second commission level, which is a $250 bonus. You get a conference ticket to where Dawn was talking about. And then you get a $250 bonus. It used to be $300 for an incentive deal. This is an old slide. I'm sorry, I picked the wrong presentation. But anyway, it's a $250 bonus, which is awesome. And then the top commission level in our company, you help a couple people do what you just did, and you get $100 or $750. So in your first 6 months with Juice Plus, you can make about $1,800 in just bonuses, which is awesome. That doesn't even include retail sales profit, and it doesn't include commission. So that's fun. And so even though I didn't really want to share it, I also didn't want to leave that 22% commission sitting on the table. And so I decided that I was going to get to the top commission level, but I didn't anticipate having the change of heart that I did. And really, as a pharmacist now, looking at our medical system, I really feel like when the oil light comes on in your car, you can do one of 2 things. You can find and fix the problem, or you can unplug the light. And a lot of times I feel like, especially, in our society today, we're just constantly unplugging lights. And so this is just a little snippet of what happened to me in my journey. So 17 months into Juice Plus, I am at the top commission level in the company. That's I've been with Juice Plus 2.5 years now, but within 17 months I did that. And this has comprehensive medical insurance, including dental, vision, life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance, prescription drug coverage, which we have not needed, but thank God it's an awesome program, family tuition reimbursement, which Michelle Pitto, my good friend, is taking advantage of that times 2 boys in college right now. So as a mom of 4 kids, that means a lot to me. And then an expense allowance and a holiday bonus. So that's just the benefits package. And so there's a lot of things that made Juice Plus stand out as a pharmacist. But these are just a few of the things that made Juice Plus stand out. So number one is the longevity. It's been around for 23 years. The second thing is the quality. It's tested 6 times from field to capsule. We carry NSF certification, which is awesome. It's tested by a third-party institution, and it's really expensive to get that, to have a third party do that. So that's really awesome that we have that. That is the certification that gives Olympic athletes and collegiate athletes, the permission to know that if they're randomly drug tested, they're going to be totally clean. The simplicity, we've already talked about the products that we have. We carry a nutrition label, not a supplement label. We are authentic. You can look at every single research study that's ever been done. You can look at, you can dive into it if you need to. And then the community, we are one team, one mission. So and then finally is the amazing body of research. To get a drug approved to the pharmaceutical market, you need 2 studies on the intended population, and they only have to be 65% effective. So the fact that fruits and vegetables in a capsule have 35 published studies, 4 of which are going to be published this year, so that'll be 39, is just incredible. So if you have heard anything on this call that really convicts you, we cannot wait to partner with you to take healthy back. So thank you so much for joining us, everybody.